Yo, what up, guys? It's SBT Coach Reveal Season 6. I know this took a while to start, but I think we can get right into it. I think everyone in the chat is pretty hyped, from what I'm reading at least. Tyler, Eagle, how are you guys?
Pretty decent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yo,
I'm good as well.
what up,
Hopefully,
guys?
if you
It's
guys
SBT Coach
in the
Reveal
chat
Season
want to
6.
let us know.
Whoever's
I know
watching
this
the
took a
stream in
while
the
to start.
background, but
Yeah, let us know if there's anything wrong with either the sound or anything like that. Try to figure that out as we go. But
you're gonna hear an echo. It's because I had the stream out in the background too.
okay.
Yo, we have some really cool coaches in the chat right now. I think we have about 39 people,
We're at 48 right now, actually.
48 people. So mine is just not updating.
We've got a lot of hype people in the chat, so
I hope they're hyped. We don't know how long the stream is gonna be, by the way, guys, but we're just gonna roll with it. I think we have a lot of people here that are waiting to see where they get placed. You know, you never know. Eagle could be placed in D League. I could be placed in C League, and Tyler could be in B League. We just have to find out. So I think we're gonna go over what we're gonna be talking about here really quickly. Um, as you can see, we have three admins with us: myself, Mams, Eagle, and Tyler. And
we have a mute zombie in the background.
we have Zombie in the background, and that's for the case of him being the D League head mod. We actually have all our head mods on standby, and they're ready to be talking. Um, I like how active Techno is in the chat too. Our season 5 champ. Um, he doesn't know that he's going to be in D League this season. So, like I said, we're going to be talking about all the coaches that are going to be in each division. And I really think we can just jump right into it. You guys have anything you want to say before we go?
Let's get into it.
Let's just get into it. So, of course, we want to welcome all our returning coaches and our newly added coaches. We've had so many tryouts for this to make it work. So we really do thank everyone returning to season 6. Season 5 was amazing, and we hope season 6 can be even better. Now that we're doing a stream, hope we can get us some popularity. But when we're talking about our applicants for season 6, we had about 79 apply this season, which was a lot. It actually it was pretty much double what we had in season 5, I think. Well, maybe not double, but close to it.
Yeah, it was definitely a huge step up, but unfortunately we only had 23 spots available, so you guys shouldn't be offended if you didn't get a spot. We had a lot of great coaches apply. So there's always next season, and if ever someone drops, you guys could always make it in. So I don't want you guys to be offended or anything, because you guys were all great coaches, and we definitely had a big debate as to who should get spots in the league.
Yeah, I don't think they should feel discouraged. I mean, you never know. This is 64 coaches in the league, so you never know when we might need someone else. And we had 42 tryouts out of those 79 applicants, and only 23 had to make it in. So, if you're the one of the lucky ones, your name will appear on the screen shortly. Let's hope you guys can stick around. I know that we're going to be taking a while here, but there's no point in delaying everything. let's just thank everyone who applied, and we can move forward with with our coach reveal. So I think we can get right into it now, and we can start just respecting the coaches that couldn't return this time around this season. There were about 7 coaches, I believe, that unfortunately had to move on just due to whatever they wanted. They couldn't stick around for season 6, but they might be returning for season 7. We don't know, but on screen you guys can see them. We have our Puck Bud Hartford Whalelords. One of our head mods, he unfortunately had to step away for this season. Might be back, you never know. And then Caitlin, the Oaksville Oshawots, a very strong coach, but she couldn't make it. And Habita, he went on to do other things. I don't want to say better things. But he's still in the.
Mid, who was then there's Mid, who was only in the server to bully Zombie apparently.
I think he still
And
does that. So.
yeah, I think it's the only reason he hasn't left yet. He said.
Yeah, that's definitely the
He
only
enjoys
reason.
bullying Zombie.
And
who doesn't though?
that's just how we do. Everyone in the chat, just at Zombie, please. And then we have JDMI, who was amazing giving us our logo. Unfortunately, he couldn't be a coach this season. He's been a coach since season 2, though, I think. So, and then Muse the best. She couldn't rejoin this season for whatever circumstances, and of course Nuzlocke King. He probably very busy. So either way, again, thank you to all the non-returning coaches for joining us last season. It was great to have you. I don't know if they're in the stream right now, but we're gonna be moving on. We're actually going to be talking about D-League first. So, if you guys are pumped for that, I know a lot of A coaches, B coaches, you're going to have to wait a little bit until we can get our D-League coaches rolling. We do have a few of them we want to talk about. Tyler, you can go ahead and introduce the first one if you want to. I want to say first that this order, it's completely random. Like, we weren't going to say who was going to be in first and last. We just kind of randomized it. This isn't the draft order, but this is just, just to be fair to everyone.
All right, then let's get underway. So our first D-League coach this season is going to be George and the Tectonic Typhlosions. He has been with us for 2 seasons now.
Yeah.
And
your boy
George is definitely a good coach to have around. We love us some George.
Yeah, George. In D League now, I think he'll do well this season. D League, we're not sure how it's looking just yet, but with George in there, it looks like it's already going to be fun. And yeah, let's just continue down the list. Next up, we got Cammy Boy. I'm not sure if he's in the chat, but Cammy, we got you in D League now, and one of our new coaches, of course. He tried out, did well, he made it in. Is Loch Ness Lombres. I think he comes from the EGA, a league I don't really have experience in. I know that one of our mods, Tyler B, actually knows about it, but let's see how he does in SBT this season. So, guys, want to reveal the next one?
Okay, so we're actually behind on the stream since you're the one who's on time, and we just gotta find them out.
Let me know if I'm talking too fast for you guys. because our next coach should be Paco and his Charleston Gastrodons, I think. Yeah. So Paco is returning. I don't know if he's in stream. If you are, just let us know. And everyone at him, let him know that he made it into D. He's a returning coach. So okay. Technical difficulties, guys. Tyler, let me know if you're still hearing me.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
Um.
disconnected. Sorry about that.
Okay. Well, no worries. I think we can continue on with our next coach. If you want to say a little bit about him, our next coach should be appearing on your screen soon. I know that there's a bit of a delay, so I'll try and speak a little bit more accompanying to the video itself.
Yeah, is there a way you could share screen or something so we could all be on the same page instead of waiting?
Well, whatever comes up on the screen, like it just popped up, Wolf and his Brampton
Yeah, it
Nurserings.
just popped up. So yeah, our next coach is gonna be one coach who's gonna be coming back for his third season, I believe, which is Wolf and the Brampton Ursaring.
Yeah. I don't know if he's going through a rebrand because I know that he changed up his logo a little bit before. He didn't exactly give it to us for SBT, so I don't know if he's changing it up. But I just went with Brampton Nurserings if he wants to. If you guys want to change up your logos, you still have some time. This is just so that we have an image of everyone. But yeah, like you said, Wolf coming back for his third consecutive season in D, and I think he's gotten a lot better. So let's see how he does. Um, I'm probably yeah, I'm very interested. So these top four coaches right now, um, let's see how well they do in D League. We can move on to our next coach. Um, whenever it wants to show up. I'm trying to
Yeah,
be considerate of the fact that there's a delay. So
yeah, I believe our next coach though is gonna be Bolus and the Boston Blissies,
you are right.
which is correct.
Yeah,
So Bolus is one of our veterans, should I
yeah,
say?
he
He's been
is. Yeah,
here for about 4 seasons now, I
season
think, and
two. Yeah,
he's
and
one of the he's one of the West Coast trio who bring a lot of memes to the
yeah,
league, which I am looking forward to see in the next season as we go.
the Cali trio. Yeah, him, Juke, and Hunter, all in different divisions this season. Bolus is one of the lucky ones to have been able to, he's been in every single division. So I'm sure he's just testing his luck in each division to see how well he does. But definitely a good player. Not sure how he ranks amongst the rest of them, but we can move on. Um, we move on whenever the next slide wants to come up. So now we're here. So the next coach is Daniel. And I don't know if he's in the chat, but Daniel, looks like you made it. His team name, I think, is the Carcolio? Carcolito, sorry. An interesting logo. Kind of just rolled with it. Daniel. I'm sure everyone knows Daniel. Maybe we see him in the the server, probably other servers. Uh, he made quite an impression, and he's very active. So I'm happy to have him on. So yeah, we can just keep it rolling here. I
The
don't want.
awesomeness who just commented with the poggers.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Everyone just throw some pogs in the chat, I guess. Um, I know that this has already been what, like 22 minutes. Uh, I hope this
Yes.
doesn't
So
go too long. We're still in D League here, but let's go with the next coach that's gonna pop up.
our next coach is gonna be John with his Nassau Nita Kings, and
Yeah,
John is gonna be here with us for his second straight season now,
yeah.
and he admitted himself that it really wasn't his best season last season, and that he was gonna come out stronger than ever for next season. So we'll have to wait and see, I guess.
I hope so. John has a really cool logo, by the way. I'm just saying, but I think he's been doing well in WPF. So maybe he can transfer some of those skills and start doing well over here in SBT.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. Let's keep it moving. Um, so far we got a decent roster. You know, George, Cammy, Paco, Wolf, Bolus, Daniel, John, and now we got our newest addition. We got the Snow Point Snow Runs in Harbor. Harbor, one of the uh, one of the coaches I'm really expecting to get better from this season personally. Um, Obviously, we do like coaches starting off their experience in D. So if he can move up in D, maybe make it to C. Harbor's been very active as well, and he has Porygon, which he's been working on. Spends a lot of time with it, so um, let's hope his battling skills are just as great.
Yeah. So our next coach in D League is gonna be a coach that's for the let's say for the least unfortunate to come back to D
Uh,
League. It's gonna be Rozzy and his two spoons one zam,
yeah, exactly.
which
I think
had a lot of freezes involved, to say
if
the least.
he just needs to not get frozen sometimes. That's just it. But I think I don't know if this is just me, just at a points eye view. I think Rossi might be the favorite for D League this season, uh, just because of the fact that he made playoffs last season and he might have even made C, but just unfortunate events, of course. So let's see how well he does. He's already been in playoffs, so let's see how if he can make it all the way this time.
I love how Major's in the chat saying he deserved it.
Major joined as well. All right.
Yeah, after 4 freezes, you definitely deserved it.
It's just sometimes that's just how Mons works. You get
The Iron Gods were right behind him.
if you're just that good, you can get freezes on a whim. Uh, I know firsthand that freezes do suck. Let's keep it rolling, guys. We got Steph now. Um, you have some words on Steph's, Tyler?
We're bringing in the master trainer himself, obviously. So
Mm,
Steph Master Trainer in his Ontario Lucarios.
yeah, I haven't seen too many of his battles, but I've seen a couple. I think he's pretty decent so far. So I don't know how he matches up
Yeah,
against the rest of them, but
he's one of those new coaches who just seems to be naturally good at the game. So
just
he's
naturally gifted.
definitely getting better as he goes, and it's going to be interesting to see how he fares out against most of these D League coaches, since most of them are actually really good battlers too.
I like it. Yeah, yeah, we have a couple of decent battlers up in here. So
Definitely.
I'm curious to see who's gonna end up on top. And only four can promote, guys. So um, these are the coaches. If you're in D, you have to look out for. But we're gonna move on. We got Zach next and his Chicago Corviknights. Pretty Flames logo, honestly. Um, I don't know too much about him, but I know that he does Wi-Fi. I think I've seen it. I've seen a Wi-Fi battle with him at some point.
Yeah, I've watched a few battles of his in APE, and it's a very interesting coach to bring in. It's going to be definitely fun to see what he can bring to the table.
Nice. I enjoy the company of coaches as well as their battling prowess. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna be curious. Um, I don't know who's gonna be sitting on top for most of the season, but I'm kind of expecting experienced coaches like maybe Zach as well. But we can move on. We got Python next. Tennessee Toxicities. I actually think we have another Toxicities team in D League, but we have the
Yeah, I
Tennessee
think
one.
it's Sai if I'm correct.
Yeah. So Python joins in. Again, another coach I don't know too much about, but that's just me and my ignorance of knowing any other coach besides SBT. So
Yeah, Mams likes to stay in the same place.
I just like our circles. So
Definitely. But
Python.
Python has definitely been one of the most active coaches since joining the server, so it's gonna be fun having him around. Definitely, I'm sure, and let's see what he can bring as a battler.
I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited. We got four more coaches left to reveal, guys, and who knows? You might be one of them. So just keep patient. It'll happen soon. I think we actually have another goat gonna pop up soon. And that's Ganon and his Cranborn Crobats. Not too surprising. We do see Ganon. Um, I think he was in C last season, but I kind of am interested to see how well he fares in D this season. If he just plows right through it, or these new coaches might give him a run. But Gannon, for sure, happy to have you back. And if you are in the chat, pogs to him.
Australian time zones might have him in bed right now, but
Oh, you're right. Yeah, he might not be available right now. Um, I guess we are kind of streaming a little
nevertheless, we're
late.
excited to have Ganon in here.
Yeah. Well, then I guess we can just move on. We have the next three coaches, and here's our other Toxtricities team that we have. Psy, so Texas Toxtricities. Psy was a coach that barely missed out on making playoffs last season, so it's gonna be interesting. He might make it this time, and
Yeah, for sure.
I'm interested. He's a good coach, so. But two more left, guys, and we'll be through D League. D League already looking pretty hot. Um, and if your name hasn't come up yet, don't worry. Maybe you made C League. So let's see who we have next. I'm not even looking. I'm just gonna wait for the slide to show up.
Our next coach is gonna be Tyler B, who just recently rebranded to the Villanova Torcats.
Yeah,
Tyler recently made mod, so you guys probably know him as a mod, and he's definitely a fun coach to have around.
yeah. That reminds me actually, Tyler, what you were talking about earlier. We may have an announcement as well at the end of the stream for those of you who are curious and want to stick around and not just leave as soon as you see your name. Um, so if you want to stick around for that, maybe there'll be something interesting for you. But without further ado, let's wrap up D League, and we can see all the 16 coaches joining us for this season. And whenever it wants to pop up, we can talk about our next coach, and that's gonna be there. He is, Nico Greco, and his Spartan Samrots. And I know he's in the chat. I saw his name a couple times. So congrats for making it into D. I think you'll fare well. It's going to be a rough season, it looks like, for D League. What do you think of all the coaches so far? Is Eagle on to join us, or um, I think he's muted right now.
He's muted
Yeah,
in
here,
the
Ron.
background.
What up, Eagle? I just wanted to know what you thought of our 16 coaches for D this season.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of them play so far, and it's gonna be. We have some. It's always nice to have some returning coaches in together. I think it's always fun
Yeah,
to see where it goes, and because when at some point play all kind of get not it's not boring, but
yeah,
it's really when you see new coaches mixing with old coaches, and then you see
yeah, for sure.
how it
Like,
goes.
I think there's only one, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's only 9 returning coaches for D League, and then the rest are new. So you could pretty much
Mm-hmm.
say like a little under half of the coaches in D are new to SBT. But
Yeah, but I've seen most of them play, and it's in my opinion, it's definitely going to be an interesting season. As I don't really think there's a clear favorite, as most of these coaches could really have a good shot at taking the D League title.
I think you're right. There isn't really a clear winner. Um, I am biased because Rozzy is just a really good coach, but uh, the other coaches might surprise us, and I'm kind of hoping they are, and they do. Tyler B
So
as well has gotten a lot better, but
Yeah, I
and
think it's also with new coaches. We sometimes have like a bias for guys that we have seen play, but then when the season starts, you see some players really stand out, um, and then you get sometimes your favorite or your bias change towards which you think is going to win the league.
yeah, exactly. Well, who knows? I want to see some surprises from D League this season. I think it'll be fun. But
Mm.
you know,
So the last thing we have to say to these coaches is
oh yeah,
to, if I had to say anything to these coaches, it would be to make sure to behave in chats, as you guys are stuck with Zombie as your head moderator. So
oh yeah. Zombie, best mod. He's sitting in the call as well, so he's watching over you guys. Make sure to make him proud. He's a coach that won't soon forget if any of you guys want to burn his Celesteela with the Moltres. I know firsthand how devastating that could be. But again, he's going to be watching over. And if you guys during the draft, if you want to maybe leave him some picks, Zombie will definitely be accompanying to your guys' needs, all your needs. So, how about we just move up to C then, guys? We talked
yeah,
about D for a little bit.
we'll take a short intermission to gear up, and we'll be right back after with the new ceiling mods.
Okay. All right, we're live again. Sorry for the delay, guys. I hope everyone is still chilling out in the chat. And we got some music rolling now. So I know there's still a little bit of a delay. So maybe you guys don't even hear the music. But we're going to be talking about C League. And we have Stumbles with us now.
Oh yeah.
Stumbles. If he wants to talk, he can go ahead and talk.
Hello, how are you guys doing today?
We have Stumbles in his sexy voice. He's here helping us talk about C League. So,
Possibly the worst mod we could have brought in here, but it'll have to do.
you know,
What are you talking about?
we take those. We take those.
Oh, do me like that. You pull me in front of all these people. You make me come here, people's champion, and then you insult my own home.
Yeah,
That's true. This is where Stumbles originated from, guys. C League. And now look at him. He's sitting on top of A League.
Great people are fostered in C League. We've got. I don't even know who the hell we've got this time.
Well, then let's jump right into it then, because I think we've made these people wait long enough. So let's talk about C League, guys. You'll probably see the coach pop up soon, but I know we have the list in front of us. You guys wanna reveal the first coach?
Let's see here. The first coach we have is Aaron 12. Some know him as the Lord Johnner. He got a little bit better about it last season, but we still like to make fun of him for it. He's coaching the Roman Polion.
Yeah. Well, I think he rebranded to Los Santos Septiles now.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah.
Los Santos Septiles. You know, he went from a good starter to a terrible.
That's what I'm saying.
Try to make fun of him when you see him.
So he's his Johnning game got a little worse, but his battling skills got a little bit better.
That's true. Yeah, he did very well in D League last season. Hopefully, he can in C League. Why we should move him up?
Yeah, I think he only lost once last season. I don't even remember who it was to, but he ended up losing in playoffs to Ballistic, I think.
Yeah. I don't remember if there was any hacks in that one. There was a lot of hacks and a lot of playoffs matches last season.
Yeah.
yeah, it was pretty insane. The playoffs were actually like stacked with hacks.
Well, speaking of Ballistic, that's actually our second coach going to be revealed. We got the Oregon Golducks Ballistic. So, yeah, what do you guys want to say about Ballistic? I think he did well last season.
Did very well.
His
I'm excited to see how he's going to do in C League because he was another of the coach.
his team, the teams that he drafted are really interesting because I don't think in power rankings they're ever. Well, I mean, it wasn't rated too high last season, but you know, if he's able to draft an interesting team and make it work, then you know, props to him.
I wasn't a huge fan of this team because it had Aether Slash on it, and that one's like all that, but he made it work. So to him.
Yeah, I mean, he's in C League now. Let's keep it moving. Who do we have next? I think we're talking about all our previous D League guys.
Next up is the worst fucking player in the league. Everybody hates him. Everybody knows why he's still here. Nathan.
Just in brackets, guys, he was also our D League champion. So
Somehow. He's coaching the, Charlotte Chimchars. So he has a lot better taste in starters than Aaron, at least, but he's a much worse player. So
some
see how he
starter
does.
action here. Yeah, the other
You can
fourth
see
gen
the
starter.
mutual love between these two.
Hey, you know what? If he makes it all the way up to A League, I'm gonna be interested to see how he does against Stumbles.
Oh, he ain't making A League. What?
You never know. He's climbing. He's a threat.
Stuck in.
All right, let's keep it moving.
So Apparently, ma'ams, they all want you to check out the mod chat that I see in the chat, because apparently they found out how to fix our IT problem that we had,
Oh,
and they want me to have Stumbles sing as you fix it.
That's not happening.
I gotta
So,
check out stuff.
I can keep shit talking Nathan.
Well, we can move on to
We can just
Gryon.
talk about how bad. We can just talk about how bad the mod Stumbles actually is.
Dodged you in playoffs, Nathan. Bro, you didn't even make it to where. Oh, swear to God.
Huh.
Haley, get to Haley. You little shitter. I swear to God.
Guys, talk about Gryon for a little bit.
Grylan?
Oh yes, our next coach is gonna be.
Resident Ella Swine lover.
Oh wow.
Our Peterborough Palpitoads.
Palpitoads.
So, Gryon and the Peterborough Palpitoads is gonna come back for another season with us.
Yeah.
And yes, like Stumbles previously said, he loves his Piloswine as he has drafted it every single season he's been in here. So
Place your bets on what round he'll draft it this time. Because he will draft it. It's just a matter of when.
I'm saying round 5.
I think that's reasonable. I'm going to go for round 6, but if somebody starts talking like they're going to take Piloswine from him, he'll get an early round 4.
Yeah, that could be very possible as well. Alright, so our IT problem is fixed now.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Good.
You guys are seeing what I'm seeing now, right?
Yeah, we are.
All right, great. And just so you guys know, we're gonna be adding the roles to the coaches that get changed to, C and D and B and A during this stream. So Tyler, if you get the chance, you want to
I
change it.
have not been doing it right now since we were kind of behind, but
Oh, yeah.
now that I'm on the same page as everyone, I'll be able to do it as we.
All right. Well, then let's introduce our next coach. We have Wee Valley. I think that's how you pronounce it. And his Seattle Pre-Mariners. Yeah.
Pretty well.
He did
Cool
really
to
well.
watch.
I know Tyler. Tyler knew him before he joined in.
The heavy ad for adding him.
Yeah. Well, he might just be that good.
Might be.
Also-
Well, I don't know. Anybody who associates with Tyler tends to be bad at the game, so we'll see.
Tyler himself.
I'm the one who got you in the league.
No, you're not. She's DM'd me. I joined, etc., etc.
Just so you guys know, we actually have 3 Seattle teams in the C League. And then we
Are you
have,
telling me I have to moderate over 3 Seattle teams?
and then we have, we have like 1 or 2 in B, I think.
Yeah, we actually have more Seattle teams. They're just not all in the same division.
Oh my god.
You guys should just meet up and make one giant team.
We should make a Seattle division.
Oh, you're right.
We actually could.
Seattle division.
So our next coach is a coach who's been bugging us all day to finally hear his name, and I guess I will finally say it to stop him from being on our throats, which is gonna be Major comeback with his All Asian Alamomolas.
Ooh. I think Major changed up his logo, but we didn't, like, if you did, we didn't get the image, so mind sending that to us so that we can update that.
I have it in DMs. I found that out this morning, but
Oh, really?
it was too late to edit the stream, so that's not on me. But
Well, I hope
at
you
least
like.
at least he can see that he still has his spot.
Yeah, he's in C League now. Congrats to Major. It's what do you guys think of C League so far? We got some interesting coaches.
I'd say it's looking probably stronger than it was last season. It should be to see how it actually pans out, though.
It is looking really
I say
strong.
we put Nathan back in D. And
Honestly,
then
if we
we're
move
gonna have a
Nathan
strong
back
C League.
down, we might actually get a stronger seed.
It might actually be stronger. Yeah. Well, I think we can just keep going, guys. Maybe it gets better from here. I think C League actually looks a lot like B League a couple seasons ago, but with new coaches, obviously. So next coach.
Yeah, so
new coach that joined us for this season. Quality content and is Cairo Coughs. I don't know too much about quality, but if he's in the chat, congrats to you. You made it in. You're in C League. Who tried
Yeah, I
him?
saw him in chat
Think
earlier,
about
but
Who tried him out, by the way?
I'm not sure.
Swampy.
Swampy tried him out.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I think I do remember that match. That was pretty decent.
If he did win, convincingly.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I've never personally seen him play other than his tryout here, so I don't really know what to expect. But I've heard some good things, so we'll see if he can compete with the other strong C League coaches we have so far.
I'm really
I think
curious.
he'll probably do well, but we'll see whether or not he does.
I'm really curious to see how he does. Yeah. Okay. Well, what's cool is that there's a timer on the stream itself. It says we only have half an hour left. Hopefully that's not the case, but if it is, I guess we could just start up another stream.
Worst case.
But let's continue on, guys. We got the St. Louis Scissors next, and Piran. Piran's been in C League for a couple seasons now. I think he started up in season 3 or 4. I think it was 4 though. So
I think it was 4, because if I remember correctly, he started up in C League and he stayed there since then.
He actually made playoffs last season. He just lost the first round, unfortunately. So, yeah, he's a pretty decent coach. Not sure how he matches up with the rest of them, but it's looking pretty decent right now. Any familiar names from C League last season? I don't think any of these coaches were in C League last season besides Piran.
Not many of them, if any. No, there's none that have so far. Yeah, Aaron was in D, Stick was in D, Nathan was in D, where he belongs. Piece of shit. No, just Aaron so far.
We'll probably be seeing some returning coaches soon. Then we got halfway through the division. It's already looking pretty solid. Let's keep it rolling. I think the next one we have...
Our next returning coach is the GOAT himself, known as Griffin07, which is loved by many, and it will keep being that way because Griff is just a natural GOAT.
He's a lord, yeah.
Everybody loves Griffin. How can you not love Griffin?
Rhyme City Ride-Ons. I like his new logo, honestly. I think he changed it up last season.
Yeah, he's been rocking it for 2 seasons now, and it's literally such a cool logo.
I think it's lucky. Like it gives him a little bit more luck. You can get those extra crits or those high rolls. So that's just what you need to be able to win in this game.
If you don't have a good logo, you're just gonna get hexed every week. So.
I think I agree with that. All right. Let's move up to our next coach. One of our mods. Actually, Griffin is our new mod as well.
One of our mods, yeah.
We got Swampy and another Seattle team.
What can you expect from C League other than Seattle?
Yeah. So
the second of 3 Seattle teams that's getting revealed in C League so far.
And Swampy is actually a really decent coach. Seeing him in C League this season.
I was very surprised to see that he went down to C League. I'm going to be real interested in seeing how well he does down there.
Well, with the competition he has,
I think it's actually not too much of a stomping ground.
It's not, no. I mean, Aaron, Nathan, okay, not Nathan maybe, but
Nathan, absolutely not Nathan.
A couple other coaches, and maybe some of the ones we hadn't revealed yet. Let's continue on though. We do have some more new coaches we want to reveal to this division. I think so far we've only revealed Wevelli and Quality Content. So see what new tryout coaches we added to C League.
Yeah, so the newest coach that's gonna be joining the C League is gonna be the Detroit Dittos and Goomba himself.
Goomba.
Everybody loves Goomba. Everybody from WPF knows Goomba. Goomba is the resident shitposter, but he told me and confidence that I'm going to be drafting a tier 1 round 1 this year,
Oh,
which I don't think I have ever seen from him, and
I think
it's very
that's
interesting.
I think that's a choke actually. So
He does very well drafting really bad things like Sobel and Grookey, but I think this time around he's going all out, and I'm very interested to see how he does.
yeah, I haven't heard enough about Goomba, but definitely an interesting character, and I want to see how he battles because I hear good things.
Oh yeah, he's gonna go crazy. No
Okay,
doubt.
well, that's another one of our new coaches added. Congrats to Goomba for making it. Let's move up to our third Seattle team, and Hunter.
There's a coach.
We don't have enough Seattle teams, guys, but
Need to
Hunter
do more. If anybody wants to rebrand,
Hunter in C League, it's funny because Hunter's been in A, B, and C. He just hasn't been in D. But this is the first time he's dropped to C League, so
he had a lot of ARL stuff. I think he's definitely one of the stronger coaches in this division. When he
I
actually has the
agree.
time.
Hunter in C League is pretty insane. But then again, we got Swampy in here, we got Aaron, so
It's true.
Yeah, it's definitely not gonna be easy for him, but like Hunt is gonna have to keep up being one of the West Coast top 3 meme players. So he's gonna have to try to catch his opponents off guard.
yeah.
I mean, that's all he does, though. He brought, Toxic Orb Gliscor came to, 3 matches. Gliscor came to 10.
Yeah, I don't think he likes bringing the standard stuff. But he's the second coach from the Cali trio, him, Juke, and Bolus. They all like to bring interesting sets, so I'm excited for Hunter being in here. And hopefully he does well. So 4 more coaches left, guys, and then we can actually move up to B. Our next coach is a coach that's been in C for a little bit, but I'm sure you guys have seen him in other leagues. I think he likes to branch out and does Wi-Fi and stuff. Salabko and Copenhagen Canines.
Everybody loves him.
Yeah, very good guy for sure. I think I've only watched like a couple of his vids, and he does face cam and all that. So
You should. And that is you. That is you. Yeah, you got in.
Cello, you got in. Congrats, man.
They wouldn't.
I think Cello is also another coach that just barely makes playoffs. I'm not too sure how he did in season 5 actually.
And he comes very close every time. He's been extremely close to promoting every season.
All right, well, I'm really really happy that he returned for us this season, and we'll see how well
This
he
is
does.
his season for sure. He's getting out of there.
Yeah, only 4 coaches, guys. I can't really predict the 4 coaches this season, but anyways, we got another new coach joining us, and as soon as it wants to pop up. I don't know too much about this coach, but I've seen him around the server, and I hope
Bad name.
he does well. Ghost and his Los Angeles Luxuries.
I have to rate anybody who's named Jared. I mean, it's just like a matter of principle, really. Name is Jared. You have to be good at the game.
I didn't actually know his name was Jared.
Great thing.
Well,
Great things from little Ghost Bandit.
welcome. I'm curious how he does in C. We have a lot of strong coaches.
He's still learning, but I think with a little bit of guidance, he'll be able to get some more.
I agree. So with that, we have 2 more coaches, and 2 coaches that were returning. Well, technically 1 is returning, and then the other one he took a break. But the first one we'll reveal is actually going to be Ryan and his London Lucarios.
Ryan is thirsty for this promotion, dude.
I
He's
think
going to.
the thing is, like, he finally got the promotion last season, and then
Had a taste.
it didn't pan out too well. I think now that he's experienced B League, he has to go back. Like, he needs to climb his way out of here.
Definitely a contender.
I know Ryan's been with us since season 3 actually, so a pretty seasoned coach. He's been in playoffs just the one time, but
Here as long as I have.
I think so. Um, but back in C, let's see if he can stay on the top this time.
I think that's about it.
We're gonna reveal our final coach now, and this is a coach that we're very happy returned to us. I know that he, had some IRL stuff and, wanted to come back at some point beforehand. I think he was in B, but just with the inflation and all the new coaches that we have, we kind of had to throw him in C, and I hope he doesn't resent us for that. But welcome back to the league, Rin, and your Las Vegas Ludicolos.
Yeah, Rin is definitely a fun guy to have around. We were sad to see him leave, obviously, and we're just glad he's back. And he was obviously pushing for that B promotion when he was back here. So let's see if he can get back to
He
B and
was
get
really
right on the
close.
saddle to
I
push
think-
for A again.
I don't think he made playoffs, but I think he was really close. He might have made playoffs, but
He was like a little bit off if he didn't make.
yeah, I think he was a little bit off. Just because I think season 4, B League was kind of stacked, so kind of made it hard for him. I don't know.
Yeah,
It was
for sure.
definitely a bit stacked. That was one of our strongest B leagues.
Yeah, it was when you cheese. Yeah, I think Puck was in there. I can't remember.
On B. A
Um,
lot of people.
is Rin even in the chat? That would be amazing. But
Don't believe he is.
If
Oh wait,
he's
no,
not-
wait. I think he is. I think he's Efren El Manson.
okay, well, hey, big pogs to you. Happy you can join us again. Very, very happy. But no intermission this time, guys. Instead, I think Tyler, do you want to reveal?
Yeah, so that's gonna be it for C League. So as you guys already know, Stumbles is gonna be your head mod. So any questions towards that league can be referred to him. And may you all rest in peace, as I should say otherwise, because you guys are probably stuck with the toughest one of them all.
They have me and cheese. They got the best division.
Oh, they do have cheese. Isn't Griff also C League?
And grip.
Yeah,
They got the 3 best mods.
yeah. You guys got Griff, so you guys got lucky on that. But
Yeah, you guys kind of got.
I guess it evens out for being stuck with Stumbles and Cheese.
Wait, how do
Whoever got stuck with Tyler's fuck.
did it really have
Wait,
Griffin as
us.
well? Because I thought we weren't putting moderators in.
We
their own-
tried not putting same divs, but it had to
That
be the
didn't
only
work.
exception,
We got-
as it didn't
Oh,
work.
Griff was the only exception. Oh, that's a shame
Yeah.
because if you leave your picks with Griff, he might snipe you. But I wouldn't. I would trust him.
He'll go out of his way. He'll change
Griff
his
is
draft
not that
plan
type of
to
guy.
Not snipe you. Like it'll be on
We
his
all-
plan.
we all
He'll
know
get
Griff.
his draft plan. He'll make a new draft plan to not.
Yeah,
snipe you.
he'll go out of his way to make sure that you get what you want. He's a good guy like that. What do you guys think of the C League roster? It's looking pretty powerful. We got.
Like our strongest C League roster to date. So.
Do you guys have a? I don't want to be biased or anything, but do you guys have a favorite to win this?
Oh, I gotta give it to Hunt.
Hunt?
He actually
Yeah,
has the time to go out of his way and try hard.
I think so too. Hunter definitely. You know what?
In my opinion, the final is probably going to be a battle of the Seattle
The Seattles.
Beat battles.
I wouldn't put it past.
Seattle Swamperts and the Salamenses. I wouldn't pass it. I wouldn't go over Swampy, because Swampy can obviously be a menace, and
Swampy can
Hunt is
definitely-
obviously very good as well, but they could very well run away with it
All
in,
powerful coaches.
in the finals,
I mean,
I think so.
Griff is also there, guys. So I wouldn't put it past Griff to make it playoffs. I think he almost made playoffs last season too, and then
Yeah,
Close.
he had
It was
to
closest
forfeit
to a
the last
playoff
game due
run
to
that he
very
had.
unfortunate
very
circumstances.
important. I mean, that's just how it goes. A lot of good coaches. I don't think there's a clear winner for C League this time around, but without dwelling too long, you guys want to move up to B, and we can.
We
can.
will. I think we can go with the surprise announcement right now.
You want
If
to
we
do
get
that
enough
first?
reactions in the chat.
All right, let's do that.
If we get enough reactions in the chat, we could go with the surprise announcement.
We have a surprise for you guys as well. I know this stream has already been hyped up enough, and it's already been going on for what, like an hour and a bit. But we got some stuff going on.
Yeah, well, as you guys already know, we obviously have some restructuring in the league that's been going on, and we've had a few mod spots open up, and yeah. So, should we announce the new mods or just make it a surprise and give them the mod role in the server?
I think we can go ahead and announce them. I think it's just better that way. Everyone's been waiting, so.
So we'll start by announcing the restructuring. So it was brought up to us that to get more activity in the server and get everyone involved, speed tours is a thing we've been eyeing for a while, and we just never really had any time to run them as all our mod team is pretty busy. So we've had one mod who approached us and wanted to try some speed tours as he really likes the idea, and obviously we went for it. So as we opened up the speed tours division, which is going to be coming shortly, we had some new mods that would be appointed to that division, and Tyler B is one of those mods who really wants speed tours to get to the SBT, so he's going to be one of the 2 mods running this, along with one of our new mods, which is going to be Rozzy, coming straight from D League, who is here for his 2nd season, and obviously has been a big presence in the server.
So congrats to Rozzy and Tyler B. Tyler B was already one of our mods, but congrats to Rozzy for making mod. He is going to be helping us for these speed tours. Not too sure when they're going to start up, but I leave it to those two. I think they can work it out properly.
Yeah, for sure. And due to the repositioning of the mods, we got one spot open up in the other divisions, and that position is now filled by none other than Almighty Crow himself. So congrats to Crow on joining the mod team.
Congrats to Crow. I don't know if he's in the chat, but if he is, you just made mod, sir. So I think it's really hype. Crow, he's definitely a big presence in the community, and I hope that he's able to help us out for this coming season. I don't think he's in the chat. I don't see him, but
Yeah, he just popped up saying thanks, y'all.
Oh, did he? Okay, well, hey,
yeah,
congrats, Crow. We've been chatting for a little bit, and we're happy to see you join us. So, it's going to be a really interesting season. All right, so with that out of the way, we got speed tours, we got revealing, we got some more stuff we got to do. We got the B League coming up next. So I think that's going to be pretty hype. Do we want to get Beater in here?
Yep, I'm working on it at the moment.
All right.
So we are going to say goodbye to Stumbles for now.
Bye, Stumbles.
I miss you. I'll miss you so much.
We'll be here.
I know you will.
Everyone in the chat, say goodbye to Stumbles for now.
Alright, here is our B-League mod.
Whenever he comes on. Beater, whenever you're ready, we're
I'm ready, so let's get it going.
Let's do it. And if you can't see already, sharing my screen, but it's gonna be the B League coaches revealing, and we got a very, very nice roster for B League this season, and we're gonna reveal the first one right now. Hopefully you guys can see it, but whenever it pops up, we're gonna reveal our first B League coach, and that's gonna be one of our admins, actually, himself. A very strong coach at that, and that's going to be none other than Gene Machine, Gene himself,
The G himself.
Ottawa Gengars.
His Ottawa Gengars.
Yeah,
I'll be honest, Gene was incredibly unlucky to not stay in A last season.
yeah.
I think
It-
pretty much all the coaches who demoted from A, it came down to week 11, which was the last week for all
It
of us.
did.
It
So,
it just came down to
It
a point
literally
where we
came down to differential because Gene had it locked, and the only way he wouldn't make it is if Juke had to 5 or 6-0 his opponent, and then Puckbud absolutely had to win, and both of these happened. So Gene was very unlucky
It's just-
to not make it.
yeah.
in A League it always just comes down to differential, and you can't always make it. You can't always make it work. But Gene's been in this position where he's been in B League before, and he actually won B League the last time he was in it. So I'm really curious to see how he does this time around.
It's going to be interesting to see because, as you're going to be saying a lot throughout this B League is not the old B League. This B League is revamped and restacked.
It's
so-
basically A League of the old, and we
Yeah.
have some extra coaches. One of the newer ones as well we're going to be talking about is Pierre and his Pittsburgh Pussycats. I don't
We
know.
can all have a cheers and have a beer for Pierre because we all know he enjoys his brewskis.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
the Pittsburgh Pussycats are gonna try to surprise us this season.
I'm really
Definitely.
excited to have him in here. I've heard some stuff, but I don't exactly know the caliber of his skills.
Yeah, I don't have as much experience with Pierre, but I've heard great things about him as a coach.
Mhm.
So he's going to be one of the new bloods in a B League full of a lot of elite coaches. So
Straight out of
it's going to be fun to
WPF,
watch for sure.
out of WPF into SBT.
Yep.
So, that next one probably going to show up for you guys a little bit later, but we have a couple of newer coaches added as well, not just returning coaches. So the first one you see was Pierre. Second one that's going to come up, I don't know if he's in the chat. If he is, that's amazing. But the next coach that's going to come up is Leonard, and I don't want to say his team name wrong. I think it's the Azalf Akmar.
Alkmaar, something like that.
Alkmaar. Well,
Alkmaar, something.
I know Leonard Hill
Close
from
enough. Yeah.
from those regions. So, congratulations, Leonard. I kind of just want to call him Nard, but
Nard.
Nard.
Yeah, if you've been in SBT chat for as much as probably 5 minutes, Nard is definitely a presence there, and I think he's going to be a presence in the league as well. So
Really good presence.
definitely
I
one of those
think.
coaches to keep an eye
So
on.
apparently, according to the chat, we were close enough on the pronunciation, but we should have had Wichard to.
Oh, we should have
We should have had
Wichard
Wichard just to pronounce the region.
Well, maybe when he comes on later, Wichard can help us out with the pronunciation of Nard's team name. But I'm glad he's with us, Nard. Definitely a good presence, and we've been seeing him around the server a lot. Let's see how well he does in B League. That's where Aces has been in for the past couple of seasons. So the fact that Aces brought in Nard, I'm really happy that he's with us.
Yep.
So the next coach that we're gonna mention is probably a coach that you guys all know and love, and he's rebranded this season. So I think he's in the chat. I think I saw him in there a couple times.
He's
I'd
definitely in
imagine
there.
he- Yep, I just saw him post a message.
Okay. So it's gonna be no surprise that this coach pops up on your screen right now. It's gonna be Riss, the GOAT himself, honestly. Really, really GOAT logo, by the way. The Hell Creek head smash.
That logo is clean, I must say.
Yeah. And Riss, I know that you're probably excited to start this season as well. I know A-League wasn't the greatest last season, especially with you just, coming in mid-season or something like that. But
If anything, he should be excited. He actually gets the chance to draft his own team now.
Yeah.
Because for the newer coaches, Riss was a replacement coach last season in A-League, and as we saw by how close Gene ended up getting demoted, but came to demotion, every loss in that league meant a lot.
yeah,
So he played well, but at the end of the day, those losses he carried early on from his tenure and the previous coaches ended up just being too much of a hill to climb. So
And it's
definitely,
10 weeks this season, guys. It's not 11.
yeah,
So your losses kind of mean a little bit more this time.
yep. But
Um,
he's going to get a chance to draft his own team, and expect him to be quite a threat as he runs around B League.
the coach with the best voice. This is true. Riss does have a very, very nice voice. Riss, he went from C and then he went into A and now he's in B. So I don't know if he's gonna try to stay comfortable in one division at some point, but he's might just
Yeah,
keep
honestly, Riz DM'd me after he came back to the SBT saying he felt like a cheat for going straight to A League, and he wasn't. He was saying he didn't deserve it, so we had to drop him down to
just
B
bump him
League to
down a
make
little
him
bit.
prove that he did deserve it.
Yeah, put him where he should have started.
Such an honorable guy.
Let's move on. We got a new coach. I'm not sure if he's in the chat, but we got not Adam or Adam. Either way, he's in Adam, and is Arson Ambulance.
Allegedly, Adam.
Allegedly. Clean logo. I'm not too sure about it, but Adam joins us. A coach that I'm not too familiar with. I think a lot of people know him, perhaps in the chat. And if he wasn't able to join us, that's okay. Maybe he can catch this stream later when it gets posted on YouTube. It's going to be a long stream, by the way. I think we're already at like an hour and a half.
Yeah, I mean, we knew it was going to be a little bit.
We
long,
are, but
given,
we have
given how
a
like,
league and a half left.
Yeah, exactly.
how we love to record.
We kind of we're already halfway, so it might end up being 3
Yeah.
hours. Who knows? If
But-
you guys had the time to join us, we thank you. I know it's a long stream. I know we still have to do A League, but right now we're still in B. But let's not waste any more time. Let's actually just jump into the next coach. Next coach, it's funny because it's another coach that we recently added to our moderator team, and probably doesn't need an introduction at this point. Like, he did well for himself last season in C, and he went around 10-1.
10-1, and I think lost in playoff semis.
Yeah.
Yeah, he choked in playoffs by letting
By
Gorf
the-
get
Flinched
flinched
to
like
death?
8 times by a Jirachi.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's his own fault, but getting flinched by Jirachi with your Corviknight should have been Rocky Helmet, man. You never know when something like that's gonna just flinch you down.
Just don't flinch, easy.
That's pretty easy, yeah. But we have Raven.
Anyways, it's Raven.
It's Raven, yeah. And his Destin Lucario. A really, really great add to B League. I'm very interested to see how he does in this season. So far, the coaches that we've have come up on the stream, they're all very, very decent. And I don't know if there's a clear winner yet. We haven't revealed all of them yet, but I'm really curious to see how Raven does in B this time around. C, he kind of just walked over C League last season, which probably wasn't, it was probably fun for him, but it's just
He
better.
also wasn't the only one to do it. So,
He wasn't, but can't talk about Habiter right now.
yeah.
So let's move on then. Another
Yeah, so
return.
the
coach.
next coach that's going to be coming back to B League this season is going to be Rummy and his Lehigh Valley Phantoms.
I know he was wanting to rebrand his logo, but I don't think he ever got a chance to. So Rummy, if you're in the chat, we're sorry, we're using your old logo.
Yeah.
If you want, you can go ahead and post the new one, and we'll change it up on the doc. But for now, we just have you here.
Yeah, we'll work on that behind the scenes. But regardless, Rummy is one of those coaches where he's pretty much been synonymous with B League. I think, as far as I can remember, maybe exception of one season, he's always been in B.
Yeah.
So
the first season, first season he replaced our Lord and Savior Kuro himself, and then after that season, he's been in B. But still a really good coach. Like, I think, he's in the chat. What up, Ronald? I think he always does well each season. Like he's never enough to get him promoted, but you never know. It could be his season this time around. Oh, so
And apparently we got the logo.
yeah,
right.
we got the logo right. That's nice. Okay, I'm glad because I think I missed out on a couple of people logos right now, but I mean we did ask people for their logos, so
Yeah, so the next coach coming back is going to be one of the cool mods, and the only introduction he needs really is a Quagsire, Miles Gustavo and his Bakersfield Bearticks.
yeah, Miles.
Mr. Low Tier himself.
He can draft an entire team of low tiers and somehow still make it to B. Did he make? I'm not sure if he made playoffs last season. I think he was just shy.
I think he just missed it.
He just missed it, which is unfortunate. But he's definitely gotten a lot better. Like I've watched his matches now, and it's insane how much better he's gotten. Like he knows exactly what he's doing for the most part. So I'm glad he's with us in B. I think he's going to be a strong presence as well, and he's always a really good presence just in the server itself. And we're really happy to have him as a mod with us.
He's definitely one of those coaches where his record doesn't always reflect how close the matches are.
Yeah.
Like even when you have an upper hand on him in a match, he's really tough to shake off. So don't be surprised if maybe he picks up a couple more wins than you expect and makes a run into playoffs.
Yeah, you see him at the top a lot of the times. So
yeah.
All right, let's move on again. I think this completes the Cali trio. Do you want to call them the Cali? I think they're all from Cali. I'm not too sure on that. But
sounds right. This team is more Malibu, so
yeah,
I assume so.
Yeah, I think they're all IRL friends and they're all from Cali, so
yeah, I know
think it's fair to assume
I know
that,
they're IRL friends, but
Cali gang.
so Juke Loans and his Malibu Morales. I'm not too sure if he wanted to rebrand this season, but we kind of went with the team that he went with last season when he replaced a coach.
Yeah, another one of those replacement coaches where I think he carried 3. I think he actually finished like 4-4 or 4-3.
I think he finished 5-6. I think he went 5-6.
Well, but he finished 5-6 overall. But
yeah. Oh, what you mean like with
the
his
losses he picked up before he actually became a coach?
Yeah.
Ended up being kind of a death sentence. I forget if he or Riss was the one to replace Blitz, but I think.
Who did he replace? I think he replaced Jaro.
Oh yeah, I think he replaced Jaro, Riss replaced Blitz, but in both cases, they both carried a lot of losses that made it really much an impossible task to recover and preserve an A-League spot. So once again, he gets to draft his own team now, and
that's great. Juke is one of those coaches that is also really powerful. Like if you don't watch out for him, he's just I think he's a coach that knows how to read his opponent. And I know a lot of coaches they're good at doing at least one thing, either building, battling. I think Juke is just really good at reading his opponent.
He's a very good battler, and he knows how to kind of play his opponent into his hand.
Yeah.
Particularly as someone who I know from experience, he likes more offensive teams, and he uses that very well to kind of lead you a certain direction. And all of a sudden, next thing you know, there's a dragon dance, like a +2 dragon dance mon in front of your face that you can't really do anything to.
Yeah, he's one of those coaches. He's one of those coaches that will leave a Ferrothorn in on a Charizard and just to T-wave it because like that Charizard X Mega X is gonna try to Dragon Dance on you, and Juke is just gonna say, yeah, you know what, I am 4 times weak, but I'm just gonna stay in here and paralyze you.
True.
So next up, I think we can move up to. I think he's in the chat actually. PZZ, if you're in the chat,
he's been hoarding the chat for about an hour.
Well, I think he's been waiting to hear his name. So we got the Seattle Sharpedos and PZZ, wherever you are. Pogs for him.
Of course.
Yeah, you made it to
no surprise.
You made it to B.
I think everyone kind of knew it was coming.
How do we feel about PZZ being in B? We think it's too high for him. You want to drop him back down a little bit?
Easy to D. But he's one of those coaches that I think most everyone in the server knows somewhat well. And I think, as we saw last season, B League is definitely, I think, more of a home for him than C. So it'll be fun to see if he can kind of bring back that same performance that he had in C League, except maybe win the final this time.
I'm really curious. Again, B League itself is pretty stacked this time around. So we have a couple coaches that were from A, we have a couple coaches that were from C, and a couple of veteran coaches from B. So again, it's just a jumble of coaches that kind of all just match together. That's what I like about B. It's just always new each season.
Yeah.
Let's move on here. I think the music stopped, so I'll get it rolling again. If you guys want to introduce the next coach.
Yeah, so our next coach is going to be the Hacks Lord himself, known as Charles and his Pittsburgh Brintblups.
Yep.
Charles. All right. Well,
Charles moved on up to B as well. Another promoted coach. I didn't get a chance to watch as many of his matches as I have some of the other coaches in B, but the ones that I did watch, he proved to be quite a valid trainer. I think he's going to be another one of those coaches that, like, I know he's not going to be on the marquee of B League, which is no slight when you have coaches like Gene and PZZ in the league, but don't be surprised if he picks up a quick 6 or 7 wins and all of a sudden is making a deep playoff run.
yeah.
He's no slouch of a coach, and I think he's going to be one of those coaches to look out for.
Charles, it's really interesting that we still have Charles with us. Like, after all these seasons, like he started in his season 1, he took a break for a couple seasons, now he's back, and now he's just climbing his way back up to where he potentially wants to be. Like, I think he really wants to stay in A this time. Yeah, I mean, Charles keeps talking about, everyone does get hacks, and he still did make it to B, so that's just a testament to how good he is. Even if you get hacks, you can still get promoted. Well, then, no use putting it off. Let's introduce one of our newer coaches to the B
what's
League
funny?
itself.
He quite literally just said in chat, "I don't think I got in."
What?
So let's say, like, I just happened to check Discord, and he happened to say, "I don't think I got in."
Well then.
So, what a surprise! What a surprise!
Surprise, surprise, Charles. We weren't going to leave you in the dark, sir. Let's actually move up now, though. We got a new coach.
I'm talking about the next coach, not Charles.
Oh, you're talking about... Okay, I thought you were talking about Charles. Okay. Well, you definitely made it. Is he in the YouTube chat, or is he in the...
I don't know if he's in YouTube, but I just happened to pop into Discord.
Okay.
He probably is if he's
he's
talking
checking
in
out the
SBT
stream.
about not making it.
He's checking the stream. Okay, well, Ampha, congrats, you made it. The Minnesota Twin Needles. Very cool looking logo. Ampha, if you are on the chat, congratulations again. I think I think he might do well. Like, I'm not too sure how he matches up against the rest of the coaches in B, but I hear good things. So
I think from his tryout match, I can definitely tell he's a solid fit for the B League coaches. And I think he's going to be another one of those ones where maybe not on the marquee, but definitely will still make some noise in the division.
Yeah. I think it's a coach that you have to kind of watch out for. I'm not too sure how he drafts. If he drafts like more hyper offense or just bulky offense, but I think a coach in the B level caliber can kind of make any kind of team work. So really curious to see how they all draft this season. All right, so now that we confirmed that Ampha is in fact in B, I'm sure there's more coaches that want to confirm because we still have 4 more to go. And yeah, let's move up. Let's move on. We got another
returner coming up this time.
Yeah, and you guys want to introduce him?
Yeah, this one is Dix, another returning coach. I still don't feel great about saying that name out loud, but you know what? We're gonna run with it.
Galay Tassere.
That's right. So he was a B League playoff coach last season who, in fairness to him, losing to the eventual champion is actually, yeah, he did lose the eventual champion.
Yeah.
Not a bad thing. So It'll be interesting to see if he can put together another playoff performance in the revamped B division.
Yeah, I'm curious as well. Dick's one of those coaches that I think is really good. Like when he was in C League, I think he pretty much went undefeated when he joined in, and then he made it up to B and made playoffs. I think he's a coach that always kind of makes playoffs, which is very good.
Definitely.
So those are the type of coaches we like to see in B. Coaches that more often than not you'll see them in playoffs. Obviously, not everyone in the same division can make playoffs, but when you know you're a playoff contender, it makes it a little bit easier, and people might have a go at you and understand that they need to prep a lot harder. But anyways,
Yeah.
I believe I just want to say something for Dix because I said that you got the name wrong. I believe it's from the soccer team, and it's Gully. I believe it finishes in.
Yeah, if it's from,
yeah, I think
if it's from
I think it was a
believe
if it's from
soccer.
Galatasaray, I feel like we got it right.
I hope we got it right. Like I think it was a.
I trust you more than I trust me, but
Yeah, I believe it's Gully. Why? Yeah, Gully Atessarai, I believe.
Tassarai, okay. Yeah, I'm not too good on pronouncing them. If Dix is in the chat, I hope he doesn't get too salty at that. Let's move up because we got another goat joining B League this season. Coach straight out of OLT or wherever else he reigns from. We got the Almighty Crow himself, a newly added mod, and his Virginia Victinis. Another Victinis team, and it's funny because Crow.
Well, I mean, it's definitely the better of the two Victinis team.
I agree for sure. Zombie
Doug
Fury.
Zombo Wash.
Zombad.
Zombad. Everyone spam Zombad in the chat.
Also, everyone spam Crow is GOAT because that's just who he is. And we saw him in there originally, so I hope he's still in the chat. But congrats, you made it to B. There he is. And your logo is flames, obviously. And I hope he does well. I think it's a really great and really strong group of coaches. They're all pretty powerful, and I want to see how Crow matches up against these guys because I think he's right around their level. I'm not too sure on that, but
it'll be fun to watch. I think he's one of those coaches where I know I was again just popping the Discord in a separate league, Trick House. He is in the top division, so I think he'll definitely bring a nice additional powerful coach into the mix. But as we said, this is a revamped B League, so no easy wins anymore.
In my opinion, this B League is, well, you know what? I say that for each season, but each season, B League and A League, they all look stronger. So B League pretty much looking like how A League was like a season or two ago, just in terms of high caliber coaches. But you know what? Let's finish off these next two coaches for our division in B. And I really like this next coach's logo. I think it looks pretty amazing, and I think Stumbles vouched for this coach when he brought him in, and I'm glad he did because it's a coach that I think will bring a lot to the B League division. Let's give it up for Aaron the Baron. And I don't want to pronounce his team name wrong. Is it the Colchester Cobalions?
Yep.
I believe so.
Yeah. Because it looks pretty, like that logo looks pretty clean, not gonna lie. So I'm glad he's joined us. I'm not sure if he's in the chat or if he's, gonna watch this afterwards. But Aaron, I'm glad you took the time to try out, and you obviously did well. You made B. I think we actually had, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new coaches in B.
We had 6 new coaches out of about 50,000 because everyone decided to apply for B.
Everyone applied for B because they didn't think maybe A was good enough for them, or they thought maybe C was better for them. So we kind of had to pick and choose. Obviously, we wanted to pick everyone, but we can't do that. So if you didn't make it, we're really sorry. But there's always next season, or maybe if you want to stick around this season. So I'm sure I'm sure Richard has been waiting to hear his name for a little bit. I
Surprise, we're not letting you in.
Yeah, surprise. Maybe you made A though, Richard. I know you already know that you didn't make A, but um, uh, maybe this last coach, we can introduce him. I think we're gonna have to get him in call eventually, but for now, let's just introduce that our last coach in B is gonna be Richard and his rebranding to Superior Snom. Very nice and clean logo, by the way.
Yep.
Richard, I know you're in the chat and I know you're listening at some point, so just saying, I think, we were hyping up Gene. I think you also have an equal chance to make B League playoffs. So obviously he's been in A for since season 3, I think. He's been in A League. It's only now that he's dropped to B. So
Yeah, this is the first time he's going to be down in B League for a while. So
yeah,
get ready because he's definitely no slouch of a coach.
I'm curious.
Everyone's going to have their handful.
Definitely one of the strongest coaches one of the coaches that when I first met him, I thought he was one of the strongest. Him and Peter, obviously, but Peter is on a whole nother level.
I'm washed.
It's okay, I am too. So congrats, Richard, and congrats to the rest of the B League coaches. I know all the applicants. If you're looking down on the lists and not seeing your name, again, we apologize, but thank you again for trying out. We had a lot of applicants this time around, and fortunately, we can't accept them all. So
yeah, we had over 80,000 people try. 80,000. Whoa, 80 people. 80 people apply for the league, and only 40 can make it to tryouts. And even from those 40, only 23 in the end could make it to coaching. So
yeah,
sometimes that's just how it is. I think if you didn't make it, that's not necessarily a reflection upon you as a coach, but
it just means that the
coaches.
it just means that the coaches that also tried out
Yeah.
were just as equally, if not more so.
Yeah.
They did better in tryouts. So
Say the coaches were pretty much every coach impressed during their tryout match. So just because you won a tryout match doesn't mean you're guaranteed in.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Think of it as we had people winning 4-0 and 5-0 who were on the fence because there were just that many impressive applicants.
Yeah.
So we weighed everything into account and picked the selections that we thought were the best for the league. So it's not a slight against you. It's just pomp and circumstance.
It's definitely not that, yeah. I mean, 64 coaches, we only needed about 20 or so. It's definitely hard to cut some people sometimes, but it's just the way it works. So, and there's always next season. It's not like it's over. You can always apply next season. Stay in the server, guys, though, if you really want to. It's definitely going to be a good season for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But with that, thank you, Peter, for joining us for B League Division.
Of course.
I think with that, we're actually going to move up to our A League, and I know some people.
For now, we're gonna have to say goodbye to Beatergate and bring Richard in call.
Yeah.
It's been real. It's been fun. Start draft now.
Take it easy. Okay, so A League Division.
All right, so we've got our man Richard in here whenever he feels like talking, if he does.
Which I know that you're joining us, but congrats to making B League. I don't know if it's really congrats, but it's also just just stating that at least you made it in the league. I don't even know if I'm gonna make it in the league yet. So, anyways, I think we can jump right into A whenever you guys feel like it. Richard, I don't know if you have a few words you want to say.
I'm here. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Okay, here we are.
Okay, so we're working.
That's all about it. And understand the mispronunciation of Alkmaar or the North.
So how is it pronounced actually?
Alkmaar.
Alkmaar. All right, Nard, if you're listening, we we're sorry. Is the Azelf Alkmaar. Uh, so thank you, Richard, for clearing that up for us. I know we have our orders. How long has this stream been now? I think it's almost 2 hours. So pogs to that. We've kind of kept you guys waiting. Let's close it off with a nice A division, and let's see who makes it in. I know that we needed a couple new coaches and new faces in here, but let's see who is returning.
The first thing I want to address before we jump into it is that Toxic is obviously gonna be in E-Div when we open it up because there was no spot in D-Div.
We forgot to mention, guys, that E Division is gonna happen as well, and that's where Toxic is. So don't worry, you're not keeping it a secret or anything. The other thing I kind of want to mention is, congrats to Techno and his championship last season. He really made a splash. Season 5, I think he came right in as a new coach and just worked his way all the way into playoffs and then all the way to be champion. So congratulations to Techno. I know he's in the chat.
True definition of hacks is a valid strategy, lol.
I don't think he was really happy about the hacks on him, but he played it to his advantage. Sometimes you just have to be a lucky coach. I don't even think this game is about skill. I think it's just about luck. So
that is a very valid point.
So with Techno out of the way, and his Texas Magnemites, already that he is probably going to get the first seed in the draft, and I think he was already talking about it.
He confirmed it.
He kind of wanted to go with Megalop as his first choice. Who knows if he ends up switching it up or he's just kind of trolling us, but it's going to be interesting for sure. Techno being in A-League now, I haven't personally faced him myself, and I'm really, really curious if if I even make A-League to try and fight him off. But without further ado, let's move up to the next coach that actually joins us. What's funny is I think the next coach was actually the runner-up in season 5, wasn't he?
It was.
And I'm sure you guys know this coach well, either if you were in WPF or what other leagues he's been in. But this is Skyquake and his Lancaster Landers.
I think he mains ICL, if I'm just going to say it for the chat before it comes up. But no, in all honesty, Skyquake is definitely a great coach. He was a runner-up last season.
Yeah, he was,
and unfortunately couldn't stop Techno in his tracks.
He was able to beat Nathan out, but then when it came down to Techno, he just came up a little bit short there. And Sky's in the chat. Really happy to have you, man.
He just said he just commented in the chat, so nice. Yeah, we are definitely glad to have Sky back in here.
I'm really glad that Sky's back. I don't think I think my record against him is just 0-1 right now. He's beaten me just the one time, but he's definitely a powerful coach and always makes playoffs. So far, he's always been making playoffs, if I'm not mistaken on that.
Skyquake always dress 8 teams. He plays very well, so he always makes playoffs.
Yeah. So
his really wants scary coaches in A at the moment.
Drafts are always very powerful, and that's kind of what makes it very intimidating to face him. But I'm kind of expecting him to make playoffs again this season, but the roster is kind of looking pretty tough. So you guys want to introduce the next coach? It could be a surprise for some. I don't even know if he's in the chat right now. But
yeah, he is. The next coach is probably going to be a bottom feeder in the A division. Sadly, we had to plug him in there due to certain reasons. But Techno is going to be joining us in A-League. Not Techno. Toxic is going to be joining us in A-League this season.
Kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel here, but we got Texas Tornados and Toxic. So Toxic, I know that you plugged in 2 different team logos I kind of just went with the cooler looking one. So the Texas Tornadoes. And if you are in the chat, Pogs for sure. I haven't faced him before either, so I'm not too positive. I think I've only seen him play a couple times, and I know that he's a very interesting coach. And I mean, if he doesn't bring Toxic Stall the team this season, I just don't know what he's doing. So, but glad to have him with us. I think some people might be curious as to why he's in A. Some people are probably not surprised. I think we made a pretty solid choice with adding Toxic to the squad. I hope he's happy as well. Yeah, so next coach. It's funny because we had him in the call just a little while ago. Our next coach is actually going to be a coach that rebranded his team, and a coach that's really powerful. He's been in B and moved up to A for the last couple seasons, but that's going to be Beater and his DC Darmanitan, which he's just rebranded from his Maryland Mudsdale. I've always seen him as the Maryland Mudsdale, but now he's looking to rebrand. So have a few other coaches, but Beatergate adding to A, no surprise there. He's been very powerful in each season. I think he always makes playoffs, except for maybe one season he doesn't make playoffs.
I'm not entirely sure. I just know he makes playoffs pretty constantly.
Yeah, he's a coach that you're probably always going to see him around either the middle up or up to the top. Just a very strong coach. Yeah, Richard, you're still with us, right?
I'm still
Oh.
here. All I know is, in order to beat Beater, you just bring Gligar and stall him out.
Oh, that's how you do it. Okay.
So
The
experience,
Gligar strats.
Gligar strats.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. It's not like you kind of expect to run into a Gligar every now and then, but Beater, very glad that you can join us for A. I'm sure he's in the chat, but he's listening into the call. So
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so our next coach is none other than an admin, and he's been in the call with us since the start. I have big hopes for him, as I know he can obviously win the league if he puts his head to it. Obviously, Mams and his Durham Dragonaires,
who
I
me?
don't
who has
know this
always
dude.
been
I
he's always been a strong competitor for anyone, and especially with the A League we're gonna have this season, I expect Mams to be near the top.
I think
I actually don't know why we put him in A, because I don't know this dude.
yeah. You know what?
Very
I
whack,
think
to be
you're right. I
honest.
think I'm pretty washed, but I don't know about this season A League. I don't know if I can actually pull off playoffs again this season. I'm gonna try. I mean, we have a lot of strong coaches this time around, so. But I'm really excited. I haven't been in the league since season 4, and I know that there's been new stuff popping up, new coaches, a lot of new competition. It's no joke this time around. And yeah, Zombie, I saw your comment in there, but I'm just gonna say no you. So
The best reply to anything.
okay, so it's funny that we talked about one of our admins already. Let's talk about the next one, and he's been with us in the call this entire time as well. He's actually the league owner and season 2 champion. We're going to talk about Canadian Kid, also known as Tyler for us, and his Winnipeg Weebiles. Coach has been in A, I think since the beginning of SBT. I don't think you've ever dropped to B, right?
Not that I remember. No, I think I've started in A and stayed there ever since.
It's curious how you're able to stay in A when some people don't think you know the mechanics of the game. You must have learned a
because he
couple of
doesn't.
Are we gonna bring that up here?
No, we're not. We're not. Definitely a strong coach.
This guy runs like some community league, and he's bad.
Apparently, A is bad. You know, we have a lot of coaches in here that are looking kind of bad.
I mean, it must be if I stay there every single season.
I'm under the impression that A is just a little bit subpar. But I think Tyler is a really strong addition to A. Always has been. I think a coach that you can't really take too lightly. I think with my record against him, I'm we're at like 50-50 whenever we face off. I'm not sure exactly our record, but we fought a couple times already.
All I know is they're always very good battles that could go either way.
Yeah, they always go either way.
Oh,
All right, let's move on. And I'm liking the roster, guys. I'm liking. If you guys are liking the A roster so far, please just comment in the chat. We'd love to hear your guys' voices. And let's move on. I'm not too sure if he's still with us.
All I can say about that next coach is that I can literally smell it from
He's
here.
smelly. Yeah, that's the thing.
he's smelly.
It smells like cheese. Cheese is in his Michigan Manectrics. You know, I heard him talking about rebranding a new logo, but we kind of just went with his old one, so I hope he doesn't mind too much. I swear I saw him in the chat, but maybe he ended up dipping. I'm not sure. But yeah, we got Cheese, guys. Cheese, a very strong coach. You know, he ended up making, if I remember correctly, he was the runner-up for the A-League Finals last season, where he lost to Skyquake, and Skyquake went on to the finals. But it could have been Cheese that had made it on to finals to face off against Techno. So another really strong coach for sure. You know, it just makes A-League look even stronger when I think about it. Cheese always sitting at the top of the division whenever check out standings. Yeah. You know, you can't say enough about Cheese. Just a really strong coach. And I think we've only spoken on one new coach so far, and that's Toxic. But we actually do have another one. Do you guys want to introduce him? I'm not too familiar on him, but
I mean, I've heard some great things. I've never seen him
Playing
play
tryouts.
personally, but yeah, tryouts is pretty much the only place I've seen him play. We've got the St. Louis Cardinals with Zane Goose.
Zane.
Goose.
I think he's definitely a good coach.
He's really good. He's really good.
Yeah.
I played him in tryouts, and he just made solid predictions, really good prep, and I loved his prep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
a really solid coach overall.
Well, then I think we're doing the right thing adding him into A. I hope no objections there. Zane, and I think Zombie vouches for him as well. You know, he played him a couple times, but looking like a really strong addition to A-League. I love his logo, by the way. It looks very original. But yeah, another new coach we just added to the fold. Let's see if he can make it out. You know, we have 16 coaches each division now, so the draft is a little bit different. But yeah, I'm really curious to see how he does.
The same. For tryouts, I can say he played really well, and I know Zombie and Star really like him, so
Yeah, so why not? Let's add him in here. I think he's in the chat actually. So congrats, Zane. I'm glad you're with us, and I hope you're enjoying the stream so far. I know it's been long as hell, but let's move on. We got another coach that you know. I don't even know what to say about Stumbles at this point, guys. You know, he's just a lovable character, lovable guy. He's been with us since season 3, I think. Cheese brought him in.
Too long.
Not sure how he's been making A-League these last couple seasons, but you know, I guess
drafting mono psychic.
he's
Really?
I guess he's just that lucky, you know. So Stumbles, wherever you are, I hope your luck runs out soon. So, at some point you gotta lose some, man. You can't just keep winning these matches. I think he likes to draft more bulky, more. He does have a lot of powerful drafts. I know he claims that he's not a very good drafter, but he ends up with really good drafts. Definitely a goat for sure. If you guys want to spam in the
He,
chat,
he
Stumbles.
probably has cheese drafting for him.
That's probably what it is. Then again, I don't think.
I think that's the case most of the time.
What's that?
That's how
Yeah.
people draft.
I mean,
Maybe Stumbles is just a cheese alt. We don't know.
we already figured out that they're both alts of each other. So either Cheese is Stumbles alt or Stumbles is Cheese's alt, one of the two. And this in A League they can't just be. I mean, I guess they can draft together. I don't know. They're gonna be sniping each other. Stumbles again, a really strong coach. I think he actually came out with the best record last season. He was in the top of the division, and then he ended up. I think he lost the second round of playoffs there, but a coach.
I think he only got like 2 losses last season. It was insane.
Was it 2 losses? Wow. Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, we'll see how he does again this season. We're going to move on. I think we have another GOAT coach that we're going to be talking about. And he rebranded again, like he does every single season of SBT. And he likes to switch it up a couple of times. I think in the beginning he was the Haluchas, and then he became the Sandshrews, and then he became the Camels. And then I think last season he was the Ball State guys. This time around he's going to be the Lucky Liberos and Starfish himself. You guys know him. You guys love him. It's Star.
Everyone loves Star.
Star, he made mod last season as well. And just a really fun presence to have in the chats a lot of the times. But
I'm just glad he made A for this time. Like, he's been around so long, working his way up, and I really appreciate he got to A all the time.
Yeah, same. I think with him finally making A, I think he's finally showing us, the fruits of his labors. He's been trying to make A for the longest time since he joined. I think he joined season 2, so it's gonna.
He did, because he drafted double Fire, Water, Grass.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Star definitely a nice addition to A. I'm really, really interested to see how he does. So, it's very hard to not talk about one of our mods or admins when we talk about A-League, just because I think half of the division is the staff. Now, no bias there. They're just all.
We got the worst coach of all. I don't even know why we put it in here.
You can talk about the worst coach if you want. I think he's in the chat. He's been spamming in there for a little bit, but we're gonna be talking about Snobby, or Zombie as we like to call him. Is Victoria Victini's
Bad.
the other Victini's coach.
Definitely the not the best Victini coach we have in here, because obviously Crow took that feat, but I guess we'll have to do with Zombie and A.
Yeah, we take those. I'm okay with that. It's funny because if he was still his Tornadoes team from last season, the Worcester Tornadoes, we would have had 2 Tornadoes teams. We would have had a Landers team. Guys are just getting kind of unoriginal over here. But I like his logo. I actually think his Victini's logo is a lot better than his Worcester Tornadoes logo. But I'm glad he can do
this Zombat.
I think that this is his first season in A, right? Where he actually wanted to be in A, like last season as well, where he just couldn't make it.
This is the first time you've made A.
This is going to be really interesting then, because Zombie always one of those coaches that are always at the top of the standings. So it might push a lot of other coaches down, where a lot of coaches also sit at the top. We don't even know who's going to be at the bottom at this point. I don't know if there's a clear winner for this set of coaches yet, but a lot of really good coaches so far.
A-League is going to be wild this season. Just
it's of
Going to
course
skill battlers and everything.
just it's always each season is always stronger than the next. So especially with our new ads, I think our new additions are going to be a surprise for us. Um, and with that, we can actually move on to our next coach, and he's a new coach as well. And I hope that you guys appreciate him joining. I don't know if he's in the chat, but he's also a really strong presence in the server itself, and that's going to be Piranha Plant and his Washington Walreins.
He's been saying he didn't make it like the entire stream.
He's been talking.
The
Okay.
Discord.
Well, I hope
Finally got in.
I hope you appreciate you joining us for A League this time around, Piranha. I know that it might be a little bit of a surprise that you made A, maybe, but we weren't going to put you in B. We think that you're a strong enough presence that you deserve the spot in A. Especially with how well you performed in tryouts. So, really looking forward to having him join us for A this time around.
Also, Plant's best character in Smash, so he has to be in A.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's one of the best characters in Smash. I haven't played Smash in forever. Anyways, so with that, I think we actually move up to the next coach, and this might be a surprise. I'm not sure if he's in the chat as well. I don't think he is. I haven't seen him, but he might be. And this is a coach that you probably were expecting to see in B, but instead we kind of moved him around. And Aces, if you are in the chat, just know, welcome to A League. And his Tennessee Volcanians. We already showed off that Nard was in B, but his friend Aces actually had to move up to A. He's just a little too good for B this time around. Maybe not. Maybe he's, gonna drop back down. But we kind of want to try our hand and see how he does in A. I'm really curious to face Aces as well because I haven't played him before, and I've seen a lot of his matches. I know how good he is. But yeah, what do you think about Aces in A? Have you ever faced him, Richard? I don't think you have, huh?
No, I have not. That's why I'm very sad he went to A.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to fight him.
I wanted to see how.
The one time I drop, he goes up.
Well, he's been in SBT since what, season 3, like half of season 3, because I think he joined.
I think season 3 replaced someone. I don't remember.
He replaced someone, and then in season 4 and season 5, so he's been in B League the entire time. So now he's finally joining us in A, and it's going to be interesting for sure. I don't know how well he's going to perform, but I am really hyped to have him in here. Yeah. A lot of good coaches so far, so I don't know how Aces ranks with them, but it's looking like a strong group so far. We only have 3 more coaches, guys. I know the stream has been going on for a long time already, but we're actually going to move up to another coach that I think might be the favorite to win A-League. Now, as I say that, there's probably a bunch of coaches that are favorites at this point, but if we want to introduce him. Tyler, I don't know if you're still around. You might have some words on this individual. OD.
Playing some funky music.
Our next coach is going to be Ominous Draco and the Croatian Crawdons. So, Ominous has... I haven't personally played him, and I haven't seen him play, but all I've heard is that he was WPF's champion, so I guess we'll see how he performs in the SBT's top divs.
Yeah.
And let's see. It could be surprising, so we'll see how well he fares out.
I've heard good things. I've seen him around. I definitely don't think he's any kind of a pushover. He might even increase the level of competitiveness in A-League, because as high tier as it already was, in my opinion, Ominous adds just another level to that. So
I've never played him, but I've seen him in the speed tours, or not speed tours, like those little tournaments thingies. He's always done very well, and I've been in a draft with him. He's just some wild stuff. Really likes to dress most of the time. So
Well, I'm curious how it's going to be this season coming around. So, Chris, I know that you've been waiting and waiting and waiting. I don't think you actually made it to A, so I'm really sorry about that. But again, like we just said, better luck next season. And these next two coaches,
for Chris in chat,
yeah, just put an F
please.
for Chris. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it this time around, and I think with our new coaches added, Oh wait, never mind. I think we just
We
had
got
a
Simi though.
change in mind. Yeah, we do have
Simi.
Simi. His other form. We had the blue collar blossoms, and it looks like Simi Chris. So we were lying. You actually did make it. Um, uh, I think Simi is also one of those coaches. I think he had a really good record last season as well. Like he made it to what 6-5 or something, or 7-4. I can't remember
Something
anymore.
like that.
Yeah, but always one of those coaches that kind of sit at the top of the standings, and made playoffs every single season he's been with us. And I'm really curious to see how he does against some of these coaches, some of these new coaches that we added. Yeah, no, he was 7-4 last season. Yeah. Simi, I'm really happy that you've stayed with us for as long as you have. I think he's been with us since season 3 as well, and returning coaches.
I know he
always
started
feel
in
strong.
C League and he just worked his way up.
Yeah, there was a lot of coaches in this group of people right here that started in C, because there was Sky, there was Stumbles,
This is
Star, Zombie. So Simi, yeah, they all started in C and they kind of just worked their way up. That's what kind of happens when you've been in the season for so long, or sorry, you've been in the server for so long. Anyways, Simi, congrats again. We're really happy that you can join us. We only have one more coach, guys, and that's gonna be it. We're gonna wrap it up. We actually gonna wrap it up with obviously one of our admins that has been in the call as well, and he's of course gonna make A League. It's gonna be hard for us to see him go down any lower than A League. Our two-time
almost did though last season.
almost, you know what? The competition's
I
just been
had the
getting
I had
stronger.
the chance to send them down, but I choked.
You gave him some
Almost,
mercy.
almost.
Sad.
Our two-time winning champ, Eagle Gene, and his Ottawa Raptors. I think he went with the Ottawa Raptors this season. I'm not sure if he instilled the Paltown Pikachu's. But
Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna go with the Raptors.
Mr. Raptors this time around. It's a clean logo, so.
Yeah, it's
The
very.
Pikachu's didn't do very well last season, so I think it was time for a
It's
rebrand.
time to rebrand. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Eagle, of course, like I said with Ominous, just adding another level to the competitiveness of A League that it is. It's already so strong at this point. I have no idea who's gonna make playoffs in A League. It's looking like a tough crowd.
No clue.
Yeah. What were your
All
thoughts?
of these are just great battlers and great players, so it's anyone's game, to be honest.
It's really anyone's game. It's funny because I can't see like Sky, Techno, Zombie. I can't ever see them like being at the bottom of the division, but they're you don't know exactly who's gonna be at the top. So again, congrats to everyone who tried out, who did their tryouts well, and of course, like we said, the caliber of your skills probably could not allow us to bump you down any lower than what you applied for. So we're sorry to coaches that applied for B League, but because we had so much inflation there, we couldn't actually put you in, and we couldn't exactly bump you down to C either. So there was a lot of confusion. If you didn't make it, we're really sorry about that, but this is what we have so far.
You're right, because in case of anyone drops, you can always replace someone.
Yes. There's always a way for you to potentially just replace someone if you stay in the server itself. we might go ahead and do something about that when it comes to roles. But for now, this is what we're rocking with. We have our A League division, our B and C and D, and we're glad you guys joined us for this stream. I think it took a little bit to get it going, and it already has been over 2 hours. So we're happy that you guys joined us. Um, you know, who do we still have in call? We still have Tyler and Richard and Eagle, right?
Yep.
So yeah, soon you guys will be seeing your new roles change in the server. Everyone's
Have
gonna
already been changed.
They've already been changed. That's great. You guys, our team is just the best. So, yeah. So I want to say one more thing, guys. Let's not let Techno win this season because I think he's already got a taste of it. So maybe let's set him back down to B if possible.
I mean, that's all up to you.
Yeah, let's see.
I can't do much at this point.
I don't even think I'm doing much at this point, but I'm gonna try. Do we have any final words? Do we wanna say anything else before we cut the stream?
I think that pretty much wraps it up.
Did we cover everything?
All I have to say is stay tuned later tonight, guys. I will post the draft orders, and we will try to update the doc as quickly as possible for you guys. And
Beautiful.
let's get ready for draft day on Monday.
Yeah. I think we're not gonna reveal the draft order on stream right now, guys, because we need some time. But I'm glad you guys could join us for the stream, and stay tuned. Again, like Tyler said, the draft is coming up in 2 days. I think it's gonna be a really good one. But I'm glad you guys could all join us for tonight.
Yes. And one final thing. Ook sloten zijn geen specerijen.
Yes.
Yes.
Whatever he said. So with that, have a good night, guys. Thank you for tuning in and supporting us.
Yeah.
Hopefully we didn't do too bad on our first stream, but we'll see. Maybe it's something that'll keep coming in the future if people actually like it.
Yeah, people enjoy
but,
it. I love that everyone blew up the chat when we were doing this, and if you guys want to see more of it, just let us know, because as much as we like to make videos and content and all that, having everyone join us for a live stream is just a lot more fun. Just a lot more interactive. We can do a lot more with that. So yeah, guys, take it easy. I think I'm just gonna leave at this note, but
yeah.
we'll see you around.
Have a good night, everyone.
We'll see you for the draft.